Hey friends, this video is long overdue. I've been talking about doing a game room tour for a long time now, and so here we are, it's time. I've been putting it off with the one more thing mentality, trying to put little odds and ends together to make it a little more complete, and I've come to the realization that it's all 1% now. It's just that one little extra thing, or that one little extra addition, or this knickknack I found on Etsy that looks really cool, or whatever it may be. So here we are, game room tour time. I'm going to start off with consoles and show you how I store display consoles. Then I'll go into handhelds, look at those. Then we'll look at games and see how I display and store all my physical game collection. And then lastly, my stream setup. And you can see how I have my computer set up and how I hook things up. So let's get into it. So right off the bat, no hiding it, I have a console wall. So I'll back up here so you can see it all in its glory. So we've got 10 shelves there. We'll start off on the Nintendo side. I got these 3D printed logos on Etsy, and I put them in shadow boxes, so that looks really awesome. So of course you got to have the NES. Started there with 8-bit for all my collecting. I don't have anything before that. And then Super Nintendo is here, Nintendo 64, GameCube. Got to have the Wavebird, beautiful controller, very comfortable. A lot of people ask me why I keep my cables. You know, it doesn't look very clean, but the short answer is I play this stuff and I like to have it easy access and grab it. In the middle, we have the beautiful PlayStation logo. So that's a beautiful 3D print that came from Europe that I had to order and ship across the pond. But just the depth of this logo is amazing and how they did that. And then the slim PS2 and the super slim PS3. The Sega side, I'm figuring out if I want to put like some sort of light in there because the blue on black isn't great. You know, the lighting in this room doesn't do it justice either. But you can kind of see the Sega logo 3D printed there, again in a shadow box. And we've got the Sega Master System, which was actually one of the harder ones to find for me. Kind of a rare console, didn't do well in America. The Sega Genesis, of course. The Sega Saturn, and you got to have that action replay so you can play your cheap Japanese games. American games are stupid expensive. And of course the Dreamcast. I got super lucky on this one. This is a rare smoke colored case that was ordered only as a separate case from Sega. And this got sold just as a regular Sega Genesis. I didn't pay anything extra for that, so I got super lucky. Over here we got handhelds. On Etsy I found Rose Colored Gaming, and we have these really cool acrylic pieces that say, you know, this is a Game Boy. This is my Japanese Game Boy Color. Here we've got the Game Boy Advance. I can't point in film. And then we've got our DS Lite, and we've got our 2DS XL. And I don't do a lot of box games for cartridge based, so I've got all my DS, 3DS games there. And of course you got to have the Super Game Boy. So that's the handheld side of things. But let's talk about games. So before we do that, actually, let's look at the gun rack. So I didn't know what to do with my guns. I ended up deciding just to make a gun rack on the wall. So that's kind of cool. I like how that turned out. But here is my primary game location. We've got GameCube, and then Wii U on the side, and I'll get up in there. Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo, Genesis, Dreamcast, mixed in with the Sega Saturn stuff. So let's get in there. So here we can see GameCube. These aren't alphabetical order or anything, but just kind of how I decided to order them, with some of my favorite games on the right going across. Similarly with the Wii, you know, some of my favorite games going across that way. And then the Wii U kind of just bookends the two perfectly. And then down here, again, more Etsy things that I found to keep displays. So we've got N64 games. There's 10 per there, so those each hold 10. Super Nintendo, same thing. Genesis. This one's actually 3D printed instead of a mold. They're not as common. And then my massive Sega Master System collection. And then here's a mixture of Dreamcast, and then Japanese Sega Saturn games, and then my 2 North American Sega Saturn games. Up here, we've got NES collection and some Game Boy games. And I'll back up so you can see the whole wall. Here is PS2 land, PS3 land, a couple PS1 games up here. And then you'll notice I have some of my more rare games, some of my more favorite games on top of my cases. So we can see that here with assortment of PS2, PS3, and 64, Super Nintendo, Game Boy Advance. I love Yoshi, so you'll see some Yoshis around my room. But we've got Klonoa, various N64 games. I love Pokemon games, even the spin-offs like Pinball. Below the guns here, we have some more as well. These I found on Etsy. They're like DS. Those are my Pokemon games for the DS, and then 3DS Pokemon games. But you can see random assortment of some of my favorite games there. And then let's talk about the stream setup. So first thing you'd say is, oh, we've got, 3 monitors, woohoo. But actually, that middle one is my first monitor that I got with my PC. It's like cheapo monitor. This is actually a good gaming monitor. And then I have just an old TV as a third monitor. And then some of the consoles you didn't see are the ones that are hooked up. So I've got the PlayStation 4 right here. We've got our Wii U hooked up. We've got back the Switch dock, and of course Switch is hanging out here. And then streaming setup wise, we've got camera 1, couple of lights. We've got Theo's camera here. We've got Theo's bed here. We've got the green screen that can come up and down. And then off in the corner, just some assorted knickknacks. This is a fight stick that I have that works on the Nintendo Switch, and it can actually work on my PC, and it works on my Super Nintendo as well with the right adapter. The NES fight stick. This is my original PS3 that died, Yellow Light of Death, rest in peace. This is an original PlayStation 2 model that the disc drive doesn't work, which is why I have the Slim. This is just some of my HD stuff to get my consoles that are older put into 240p and then upscaled to 720p or what have you, various cables to help me get there. And then here's some of my complete in box games. So I like to have, for every console, I try and get one complete in box for cartridges. So here's my Genesis, one of each. This is the plastic box, and then this is the cardboard box, NES box, N64 box. I don't have a Super Nintendo complete in box game yet. Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, DS, 3DS. So I don't collect a lot of complete in box. Just try and get one to have that nostalgia feel of what do they look like, how do they feel, that kind of thing. This is just a fun little toy I got, so I can play Super Nintendo games anywhere. Kind of a cool little handheld. A couple plushies. Of course, we get another Yoshi. But that's about it, guys. I'll give you a different angle on the room. But thanks for watching. Stop by on Twitch. Follow me on Twitter. Come say hi. Appreciate y'all. And have a great one.